I wondered at them. I could have used Phaedra's help to tame the wildness of the copper mane that fell past my waist. Its unruliness was in constant contrast to my calm, well-organised demeanour. But the need to go to the forest was too great for niceties like combing through my hair. I quickly plaited the thick length into a single braid that hung to my waist, and pulled on the simple brown overtunic I wore when my women and I hunted truffles in the woods that surrounded Iceni, tribe Iceni's largest settlement and home to their royal family. I shook out a moss-coloured cloak and fastened it around my shoulders, clasping it in place with my favourite brooch, a mighty boar whose silver tusks were decorated with elaborate knotwork. The only two outward signs that I was not just an ordinary Iceni tribeswoman were the brooch and the delicate gold torque that encircled my neck like a cuff. From an oak chest, I took a small dagger that fit perfectly into the leather sheath attached to my belt and the large leather satchel I preferred for foraging, and added a water bladder to it before I hastily slung it over my shoulder. Then, on swift but silent cat's feet, I parted the heavy fur drape that served as the door to my opulent bedchamber, and headed for the centre of the lodge and its ever-burning hearth fire, where I hoped to find some bread and cheese to take with me. "I wondered if you would awaken with me." Arianel's voice surprised me. I spun around to see my mother, sitting beside the central hearth fire of the roomy lodge as she sipped her morning tea from a wooden mug. Behind her, perched on a small stool, her ancient servant, Dafina, slowly combed through Arianel's long silver hair. "You startled me," I said as I made my way to my mother. I bent and kissed her cheek affectionately. "Mother, why are you awake so early?" "A question I have been asking your mother since she woke me with a shrill scream some time ago." Dafina's voice cracked with age, but her hands did not waver in their work, and her vision was still as sharp as her mind, though the servant was older than Arianel by at least a decade. "And as I told Dafina, that interesting question must wait for my daughter to answer," said Arianel. Dafina made a show of looking behind me. "Phaedra is not fluttering about you like a busy little wren. Are you as sombre as this one today?" Dafina asked. "Old woman, get our queen a mug of herbs to break her fast." "I should question her, not you," snapped Arianel. I hid my smile. Dafina was more like a grandmother than a servant, and I had long enjoyed her prickly personality almost as much as I appreciated the old woman's expertise with braids and knotwork. Mumbling to herself, ancient Dafina put down the wide-toothed wooden comb and hobbled to the cauldron that simmered over the hearth fire. As she ladled hot water into another wood mug, I could feel Arianel studying me. My mother's gaze went to my haphazard braid, and she sucked her teeth contemplatively before saying, "My daughter, my queen, it is unlike you to appear so dishevelled, no matter the hour." She gestured at the satchel slung over my back. "What is it you seek in the first light of the day?" Dafina handed me a mug that steamed with aromatic herbs. She bowed quickly before she returned to combing through Arianel's hair. "Here, Boudicca." Mother pointed to a comfortable woven rush chair, much like her own. "Sit beside me. Let us talk." I blew across the tea before I sipped it, but was too restless to sit. Instead, I stood beside my mother and stared into the hearth fire, though what I really wanted to do was to rush from the lodge out into the pre-dawn forest. "The Druids will be here tomorrow, and I remember how much Derwin enjoys the taste of truffles. I thought to forage for them. It has been months since the leader of the Druids visited us, and I want him to feel most welcome."